rugged, lightweight, comfortable, handcrafted rockin' leather boots. Made to work all day and be out all night. RockinLeather.com. Introducing the Rixie Generation 2 Dog Stand. Lightweight, collapsible, and engineered for versatility. This stand is built with a laser-cut powder-coated steel frame, tempera aluminum legs, and a durable Duramesh fabric. Weighing just under 8 pounds, it's effortless to carry and set up. With a working load limit of 120 pounds, it attaches to nearly any tree. Available now at RixieOutdoors.com.
Winter Productions, content creation company that is here to tell your story, whether it's about the love of your life or capturing the chance of a lifetime. We are here to tell your story.
Roll up to the club in my 1964 caddy straight ready to start. At a quarter to one, just a looking for
Man, you really gotta sell this place.
Yeah, it's very dead cut.
Let's go kill some ducks.
Take another shot, get a lip on me, baby. Hooey. It's a quarter to
Let's go. Yeah. I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes.
It's time to talk dog vest. Recoil Outdoors dog vest. We use this dog vest all season long. It's stood up to the test. Let's talk some features about it. This dog vest is built with industrial grade Velcro for a snug fit around the neck, unlike any competitors. This vest comes with dual rear straps for a snug fit around the waist. This vest allows for a tucked away handle for the timber or an open handle for open water. This vest also comes with covered edges around the neoprene to prevent chafing. Recoil vest also comes with a Cador chest strip that runs the length of the vest to prevent punctures and cuts. This vest comes in 6 different sizes, tailored to fit the smallest boykin to the biggest lab. Recoil Outdoors, the only fully adjustable one-piece dog vest on the market. Check them out online.
Well, we are back, and as you can see, I have my guest actually here for once already on time, and it's Mr. Buck Heath. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I am doing great, minus the dog incident that I just talked about before we got started. Doing great.
Yeah, glad we could finally make this happen. And we've been trying for a while, and I just kind of got done with my busy period there through the fall, so we are focusing on the duck shooting now.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, yeah, you guys just opened up. I'm pretty sure. Well, y'all opened up the 1st of November. There, you said the other day I talked to you, and you guys are getting moved up in the Missouri and ready to go. It should be about to be right there. It sounds like.
Yeah, just now started to see a little bit of weather, starting to push some birds in. It's been pretty mild, so I'd say the first 3 weeks of the season was kind of a waste, but looks like there's a bunch of cold weather coming down about this time next week around Thanksgiving. So
Yeah, we were.
I kind of get lazy and kind of cherry pick my days, but when the cold weather hits, it's on. I get serious about it. So
Well, I mean, you've got the as we can see in the background there. You're at the crib, the Dirty Duck crib, which I will say, every time I see pictures of it inside, I really cannot believe that is literally just a hangout for you guys. It looks like it should be like an actual legit bar. Every time I see it, like I swore up and down, I thought it was a bar in out there for the longest time.
yeah, it's just kind of a fun duck hunting hangout. I get asked that a lot from people who see it online. They're like, "Well, who runs it when you're in Texas?" And I'm like, "Well, it's not a business. We have band in here a couple times a year, and people just BYOB. And then I live upstairs on the second floor, so it's an old 1887 building that I bought in 2007, and we did a full gut and renovation project and took 5 or 6 years to do. It was just, weekends, and it was a good time because my dad, my mom, and my brother and family would come up and help, and we'd spend the weekend days kind of working and getting dirty, and then we'd, you know, crack that beer and throw something on the barbecue pit and hang out. And so a lot of good memories.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of awesome to kind of like have that now, and like even with the coffee brand and stuff coming along like that. That's like, I don't know, man. Like I've told people for a while, and I was like, I think it's one of the coolest stories out there in the hunting industry, and it's kind of fitting that the first commercial for the YouTube series starts out with Ronnie Phillips' voice doing the voiceover for me, because I wouldn't have met him if it wasn't for you. I mean, I wouldn't have met you if it wasn't for him introducing me to you one year at NWTF, and I mean, you guys have been some of the nicest guys ever. Every time we're there, just swinging by, talking, enjoying some coffee and stuff, and hanging out.
Oh yeah, that's the best part of the shows is seeing all the people. You know, we're all kind of cut from the same thread, so it seems like we might not see each other but once, twice a year, but it's like instant friendships are made, and so it's a really neat industry to be a part of.
Yeah, man, and I will say this much, man. It seems like everyone digs Dirty Duck Coffee. I mean, it's funny because I talk to people and stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, man, that's pretty good." I've had like 1,000 cold brews up here, which is we're gonna talk the cold brew process, because like you all launched that kind of back in the spring, I think is when it launched, correct?
Yeah, with the cold brew cans, we started out with just a non-flavored original, just straight cold brew. Um, that's kind of the advice that I received, that way somebody can pour some half and half or doctor it up the way they like it, but just come out with a straight cold brew. And then we kind of started developing pretty quick after we got those out. So
Yeah, and I'll say as much. So I think I've had all of them. I've
hmm
had a lot of all of them, most likely, because I've went through a case of the non-flavored, a case of the French vanilla, 2 cases of probably the cinnamon teal, and right now there's at least 2 still of the mochas out there. And I explain it to people. I'm like, "Do you like coffee?" And they're like, "Yeah, but I don't like cold brew coffee." I'm like, "Okay, time out. Hold up. You don't like going to McDonald's and getting cold brew coffee?" They're like, "Yeah, I don't like that." I was like, "Okay, that's not what this is. This is like,
hmm
I mean, you'd have to explain it, because it's literally it's just like cold chilled brewed coffee is what I mean. It just tastes like normal black coffee. Like the mocha is my favorite because it's not overwhelming. It's not like a real chocolate. Like my wife doctors it up a little bit, but she's a girl, and we know how they all are. They got to have all their
yeah,
sweetness in there and everything else. But like I've handed it to the guys, and like they're like, "I just like black coffee." I'm like, "Okay, here you go." And like I've
yep,
had buddies now when they show up to go hunting, like they're like, "Hey, I'm grabbing an extra can." I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, I'm grabbing an extra can out of your fridge." Because I was like, "Okay, glad I got." I was like, "Do I have another one? Like after you take that one, is there still one left?" And they're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, we're good. As long as there's one for the next
y-
trip, that's all that matters right now."
yeah. I'd rather people want it doctored up a little bit than it have too much in it, because if you walk into any gas station right now, you can find something with 300 calories, full of sugar, and we wanted to try to avoid that. I mean, we're fairly health conscious people, and um, that's why when we first came out with the vanilla and the cinnamon teal, we did zero sugar, and pretty soon the next run is going to have 10 grams. So we're only adding just a little bit of sweetness. We felt like it was just lacking a little something there on the back end. And that's what we did with the mocha. It's 10 grams of sugar, it's 45 calories. So, I mean, you can drink a couple of those without even putting a dent in your waistline. So, you're gonna burn that off pretty quick if you're out hunting and trying to stay warm and picking up decoys and all that good stuff.
Man, I say thank you for that, because that is the reason behind why I've chose to, like, because before, like, I take hot coffee with me, but every once in a while, like,
Mhm.
you hit a gas station, I grab like two of the bad guys, and like I've got 600 calories in my hand, and I'm gonna kill both of them before we even, like, I usually cracked one, lit a cigar, drank it, smoked a cigar. Then I cracked the second one as shooting time hits, and I just set it like up in my blind bag, and I just lean on the tree, and like that's what I'm sipping from. But man, with these, like, and I'll say this, like, I don't know what it is, but me and my wife make the joke that she's like, I gotta watch, because if I do one of those, like, if she'll do like a full one real quick, like, she's like, dude, it does me dirty. Like, I have more energy than I know what to do with at my job. And I was like, what do you mean? She goes, that's like drinking like 50 Mountain Dew. She goes, I don't know what it is. Like, and I agree. I can drink a Monster or one of the other bad guys and literally lay down in bed and go sleep.
Mhm.
I can't do that with those. I don't know what it is. I guess I feel like it has more caffeine in it or something, or it has, I don't know. It's not watered down with just sugar and junk. It's actual coffee, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Versus that.
Yeah, and we make it pretty strong. I mean, if you drink the green can, the original, you can definitely taste. It's almost better on ice a little bit. Let the ice, because it is definitely on the strong side, but we want a little kick in there, want a little bang for your buck.
Well,
So.
I mean, that's what the whole, like, to me, that's the whole purpose of it's competing with those companies, but way healthier.
Hmm.
I had a buddy the other day. I think he was going to order some French vanillas from you. I've got another buddy who does the. I ordered a cake. He was like, "Hey, when you next time you order, go ahead and order me like 12 cinnamon teals." They're like, "I want
Hmm.
those," and like, I mean, so like, I tell them, I'll send a text out like, "Hey, we're getting ready to order. What do you want?" And like that, I mean, it, well, let's jump back. So, what made you decide to go cold brew?
We just kind of over time decide what we're going to develop next, and it seems like these ideas come to us, and then we start working on them, and it's just kind of the process of evolution, I guess, that we're kind of going through as a company. So we have some more stuff that we're working up, that hopefully will be out next spring or summer. Some more ready to drink, cold brew products and non coffee products. So
Okay,
it
okay.
just seems like it kind of happens. It kind of comes to us and happens organically, and then we don't have to be in a huge rush to get this stuff out. So it seems like we kind of take our time developing it, and hopefully we get it right the first time and not have to go back and redo it.
Yeah, I will say that. Like, it doesn't seem like there's been any, like, I haven't really, like, other than the old folks when I serve them, like one of the ground brews or something. I feel like a lot of people has come, and I think I've said this to you, and I've said it before. Like, they come addicted to like that Folgers or Maxwell, which personally I cannot stand the drink anymore. I try to
Hmm.
refrain from it. People are like, "Oh, that's good coffee." I'm like, it's not good coffee.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the generic coffee on the shelf. Like, it's not, to me. I don't know what it is, but it lacks. I don't know. I think your coffee, like, well, and also these same people are sitting there like they're pouring sugar in it. Like, they're pouring, by the time they're done, it's half one of the little white styrofoams are like half sugar and cream, and then the rest is coffee. I'm like, what was the point of getting that if that you're just going to pour all the sugar in there? Just get a pop. At that point, you probably would have saved yourself some calories.
sure. Yeah, ours is small batch, really high quality. So we really focus on, even though we have fun with the creative branding on the bags and all that stuff. Um, some of the stuff we come out with is kind of tongue in cheek, but we try not to be, over the line. We like to have fun with it. But most importantly, I wanted it to be, not like a cheap bottle of wine that had a clever label where you buy it once and what's inside is junk. Um, somebody might think one of our bags is funny or might like the duck that's on it, and then they drink it and they're like, "Holy cow, this is good." So it's going to keep them coming back, and we really wanted to have some good branding and quality coffee inside of there. And so I would put our quality up against anybody in the country.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think I'd be right there with you. I mean, and when you say quality too, like take the quality of the product, the cans, the bags, like they are. I mean, they're legit. Like, I mean, it's not like I just got my first 5-pound bag a while back, which I recommend to anyone that like if you're gonna buy it and you like buy them and get your figure out what flavors you want. The 5-pound bag's the way to go because I
Definitely.
feel like I would always like get towards the bottom of the bag and I'd start making like the 12-ounce bag. I start making like the coffee a little weak because I'm like I'm running out. The 5-pound bag, I just like keep scooping out. I'm like there's still plenty in there.
Yeah, and if you figure out what you want and how quick you're going through it, sign up for the coffee club. It's 20% off. So you get that 5-pound bag, 20% off. You can have it shipped once a month, once every other month. Um, and really, that's the best way to go.
Yeah, it 100% is. I actually got to get the cold brew set up that way because I thought I ordered enough to get through season and I didn't. I've went through 4. Well, I've got 2 flats left of the mocha, and they're not going to make it. We bought a Ohio. I bought an Ohio license the other day, and those guys are like, "How we going to hunt again in Ohio?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." I mean, they got a pretty good field over there, so we're going to be hunting straight through down. I'm like, "Crap!" I thought I was taking a month off here, and I'm like, "Well, looks like I need to order more coffee."
Yeah.
I tell you the one, like I've been like what I've done 3 times now with my coffee, and it makes me mad every time I do. And it's a funny story, and the group of guys I hunt with love it. Is I have the Yetis with like the hot shot twist inside. I for some reason will get distracted. Usually in my layout, it usually involves birds. I'm trying to drink coffee or something. I have poured 3 full things of coffee in my bag. In my blind bag, not only in my blind bag, but inside of my layout. And it smells like Missouri boat ride, which is actually kind of like not a bad smell. Like my dive bomb bag just quit smelling like that. And I told someone the other day, I was like, I kind of need to go home and pour another cup in it doesn't feel like duck hunting anymore if I don't open my bag and smell pecans instantly. I mean, what's the point of hunting then?
Yeah.
I think, but speaking of Missouri one, I think that is honestly maybe my favorite. Like we have a 5-pound bag of the Morning Wood, and I think I'm gonna have to order a 5-pound bag of the Missouri boat rod.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. Missouri Boat Ride's one of our flavored ones: pecan, praline, henna coconut. I can't taste the coconut, but some people really can pick it up. And I'm not a fan of candy coconut, like Almond Joy would make me want to throw up in a trash can. But it is absolutely delicious, and it's one of our top sellers, along with the cinnamon teal snickerdoodle. And they're just lightly flavored. There's no sugar in them, no artificial sweeteners. It's just a flavor oil that we soak the beans in after we roast them, and it gives it that strong flavor. And so, like I said, again, more on the healthier side, no sugar. And there's lots of older people that have tried it at the shows, and they say, "Oh, you don't even need cream or sugar in this one. It has good flavor the way it is." And so that's kind of nice to hear from sometimes these people that say, "Oh, I don't like flavored coffee," and I'm like, "Well, give it a try," and they're like, "Damn, that's good."
Yeah.
So
I mean, y'all's booth has to be like one of the most hopping booths ever at shows because I mean it's just a revolving line. I mean, I have the cup and I probably drink like literally I drink way too much coffee at a show that you guys are at because I just keep the cup on me and I'm just like, okay, I'll go by, I get coffee, I go talk to people, I run out, I come back, get more coffee, go a different direction, talk to somebody, and I just sit there and like people give me crap at work. They're like, how do you drink this much coffee? I was like, go duck hunting one time. I was like, you drink coffee, call it ducks, and shoot at ducks. That's kind of the theme of duck hunting, I feel like, anymore.
yeah. Yeah, and we keep all the other vendors and the other booths caffeinated too, because we do a special where it's long days, 3 long days usually, and sometimes the parties the night before go a little late, and some of these folks are looking a little rough in the morning, but we're always the first one in there, making sure we got coffee ready an hour and a half early. So we do excuse me, we do a deal where they buy a tumbler and then they get to refill it all weekend. So first thing in the morning, snap them out, get them awake. And then sometimes, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they need a little pick me up.
Yeah, I mean that's
So yeah,
pretty.
we're kind of a popular booth amongst the vendors as well.
Yeah, man. I think. I mean, we've talked coffee and like. I mean, we need to go back to the cold brew a little bit because I mean, you've got four flavors out. You got the original no flavor, the mocha, the French vanilla, and the snickerdoodle. And y'all didn't even do anything fancy with that. I mean, other than the French vanilla, those are just your normal flavored coffees you guys already have. I mean, that's
Mhm.
what's crazy. Like, I remember like we were doing the cold brew. You guys sell a cold brew also, and we used to have a ton of it here, but then we kind of learned that like not that we didn't like it, but like we could buy some of the others and just like brew them, let them kind of chill, and then like or if we brew them and I'm drinking it kind of hot now, and if I don't get it all drank, like I just let it cool off and I put it in the fridge, and me and her will drink cold brew just off of that.
Mhm.
And I mean, I think a lot of people like you can't do that with other coffees. I feel like, I mean,
Yeah, I kind of discovered it by accident. I made a pot of Missouri boat ride in the morning at the house, and then you know, 3 or 4 hours later, uh, put it in a pint glass over ice and was trying to take a picture with the cold brew bag, just for the social media. And so I took my photos and then walking back inside, and I was like, took a little sniff, took a little sip of it. I'm like, holy cow, this is good ice down. So usually if we have any left over, I'll throw it over ice in the afternoon and drink it up.
yeah,
But yeah, my first idea growing up of cold brew was, when you have hot coffee and you leave it in a tumbler in your truck, and then you come back 2 hours later and you take a sip of it, and it just surprises you. And so I never understood cold brew until we actually started making it, coming out with it. Um, we it drinks more like a strong sun tea is the way I describe it when we make like King Eider at the shows, and if you make it in your refrigerator at home, it doesn't have that real coffee flavor. It seems like it has its own type of cold brew flavor that is a little bit more like a tea, in my opinion.
I see that. I see that. Like I'm
Yeah.
very bad at like describing it to people. Like
Hmm.
I do I describe it this way: drinking like any of the cold brews, or I'm like, have you ever had like a good black? Like I don't even know if the beans are technically Colombian. I was like a good black Colombian coffee, and they're like, and people are like, I don't know. I was like, well, that's what it just tastes like, a good, nice coffee. Like you can taste it. There's no, doesn't taste watered down. It just tastes like. A tea is a great way to explain it. Like a coffee tea is a great way to explain it. Like
Hmm.
I never thought to use that. I always use like it just tastes like a nice black coffee, a nice smooth black coffee. There's no bitterness to it. It's because we were talking the other day at work, like, people used to salt their coffee at work and stuff when they'd make it. And I'm just like, that's just like awful. Like if I've got to drink coffee that way, like I don't want to drink coffee.
Sure. Yeah,
Um,
and we actually make it more like a tea. So instead of hot water being dripped over grounds, it's typically in a filter bag or a cold brew pitcher where it's soaking overnight, steeping like a tea. So I think that's what gives it the different flavor.
yeah, I think when we first got ours, I hit you up and you sent me a picture to get, and I love it. I love it. I
Yep.
mean, we've actually done. No, I mean, like we said, we've done Missouri boat ride that away. We've done morning wood that away. But I actually, speaking of like a drip over, I actually have for Christmas, because I always buy my own Christmas gifts. I bought the Yeti like pour over, I guess is what it would be called, and
Hmm.
I have in the front of my boat like a Yeti Go box, and I'm gonna throw that Yeti pour over in there, a bag of Missouri boat ride, and like some other stuff, and have like it set up so that like when we're out hunting, if I want to like, if I'm like, okay, screw it, I'm out of coffee, I want more coffee, I'm just gonna like grab that box, flip it up, do me a jet bowl real quick, and just do me a pour over right there hunting. I'm like, I've decided like that's 100% what
That
I'm
sounds
doing.
awesome.
Well,
Doesn't get any fresher than that.
no, we'd went out. It came to me and my buddy Jake. We'd went out to hunt with the guys over at Hunt Proof, and they were awesome. Invited us out and stuff. And I was like, he's like, you bring coffee? I was like, hell yeah, I'm bringing coffee. He's like, okay, I'll grab us some filters. Well, we show up at the Airbnb we're staying at, and they didn't have, like, no one drinks coffee no more out of a pot. They all do Keurigs. And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, shit, what do we do? And we finally found like the little filter things, but I kind of hate those for like in the Keurig. They just don't work or nothing at all. Which I was sitting there, I was like, well, I could just buy Keurigs because y'all do offer Keurig pods. I don't even know. I think you pretty much offer them in all flavors, don't you?
7 of the flavors.
7 of the flavors. Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, like I was like, we could just do that. I've actually tried to convince my company that I was like, man, do y'all want to buy like better coffee than this crap we get in there? And they're like, it's kind of corporate thing. They're like, we're kind of stuck with that. And I was like, crap. Because I was like, we could buy way better coffee. I was like, there's a lot of better options. I mean, like I was rooting for you, but I was like just going for anything other. Like we don't even have Starbucks. I don't even know what brand it is. It is like we have a Dunkin' Donut. We have one Dunkin' Donut, and that's what like I'm stuck with half the time. If I run out, like I usually try to take halftime, I take a cold brew and then a cup, and I'm like, okay, this should get me halfway through the day, if not 3/4 of the way. So, but what do you see? Well, let's jump back a little bit. Like, so how was your summer? Like, I know you do some clay stuff. I don't exactly know what your job is.
Yeah, I've had a business for a long time where I sell commercial and personal like clay target throwers. Um, battery operated, voice release, wireless controller. So I set up a lot of gun clubs and private ranches, and then we make a wobble trap that's good for a farm or deer lease or something to have for your family. And then I get busy in the spring and fall. I run a bunch of fundraising events. So they hire me to come in and set up for 100 people or 350 people, full sporting clay courses, and it's kind of like the circus comes to town. I'm setting up Thursday, Friday, run it Saturday morning about 1 o'clock on Saturday. I'm trying to tear it down, get all the heavy equipment back in the trailer so I can head home and enjoy my Sunday. So, but those keep me, in the fall. It's stacked up from September to November 5th this year. My last week, I had 3 in 7 days. So they're just boom, boom, boom. And sometimes they get stacked on top of each other, and I'm juggling that as well.
Okay, so I've done one actual like sporting clay shoot. You set up how many are you setting up when you go set these up? Like how many like stations?
I mean, some of them are a 10 station if it's kind of light on people. It depends on the turnout they can get out. Some of them are smaller events or new events where they're trying to get the word out. So 10, 12, 14 stations. And then I have a couple of them in the fall where I'm setting up 50 machines. So,
50 machines,
24 stations.
How do you, okay. So are these like, because I'm pretty dumb at this, but I kind of enjoy doing it. So are you doing like sporting clays where it's like basically 2 different, like it launches 2 different birds and you shoot like, when we did it, we shot, I think 4 times at every station maybe.
Yeah. So 2 machines per station. And it's kind of like a golf course. So sporting clays, they might tell you start on station 5. Everybody starts on a station and it's just a round robin until you have shot your 100 targets, and then typically they have barbecue and beer and trophies and auction items and all that good stuff after you're done. So
yeah. So the Delta up here, they do one. The Delta in West Virginia, they host one up at our. I think it's one of our only actual courses in the state. God owns is actually really nice. I've talked to him a few times, but we went to it like 2 years ago. Went, help set up, run it, do some stuff. It's a fun experience. But my wife went with me and she shot it. And I was like, I'm just going to take a 28 gauge. I didn't have much expectation of it. Quickly learned that I probably should have brought 12. More pellets would have been a lot nicer going down range on some of them targets. Sure. But like we got done, and I think like I shot like we shot 28, me and her, and the guy and woman we shot with, they shot 20. We all went together. We also learned quickly that the people that show up for these, the serious guys, they're serious. Like these guys pulled in and like we had rangers for this course and stuff. They did. So like everyone, like when people started unloading their own rangers and getting out their $3,000 shotguns, I was like, some of these people are quite serious about this type of sporting. And I'm like, I've just never seen, and I think like they let you buy mulligans and stuff. And I was like, I'm not going to buy mulligans because I feel like they're going to be a waste of time for me. But I think like the guy who won it shot like a 96 or something. And I was like, that is like just ridiculous. And like my wife, she's like, we were wrapping up and she goes, how do you think I did? Do you think I did the worst? And I was like, honey, you shot 7 out of 100. You did the worst. Like, I don't know how to explain to you how bad you did, but you did the worst. And it was funny because like we get back and like we're giving him our scores and the guy was like 77 and we're like, no, 7. He's like 17. I was like 7, single digit. And they were like, she hit 7. I was like, yeah. I was like, trust me, it was bad. It's like, trust me, it was bad. Like, well, I mean, like her only clay shooting had been like kind of simple, straight away. And we didn't even start with that one. We started with like a over your shoulder and then like a kind of like a rising away. And those like instantly threw her for a loop. I'm like, and like one of the ones she hit was like one of the hardest ones to shoot. And I was like, how the hell did you hit that? And she goes, I don't know. I pointed the gun and pulled the trigger. I was like, okay. I was like, I'm not hating on it. Like, I mean, I was like, I'm just proud of you. But the owner and the guy running, they come up and they're like, hey, can we give her an award for being the worst? I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I think it's hilarious. Make sure my phone's recording as you do it. But like, yeah. And they gave her like a free round and they were like, they were like, well, we didn't want her to be mad. I was like, she ain't gonna be mad. I was like, she's never shot it. Like, I bought her that gun like 2 weeks ago. Like, she's hardly shot it. Like, we learned quickly that she wasn't going to be good at this a long time ago.
Yeah, some of the tournaments I do, they'll call up the last place shooter, and they'll give them a fishing rod. Like, hey, you might want to try a different hobby. But I've learned through the years, something like 80% of females are like right-handed and left eye dominant. So, so basically, you know, your left eye's taken over. You're not shooting down the barrel. And so that's something that, you know, anytime I'm kind of instructing or helping ladies shoot, I always kind of like watch what they're doing. And then, you know, sometimes it's pretty obvious where it's like a going away target and they're shooting like, you know, 4 foot to the left of it. And it's like, okay, we need to try a couple things to try to get you either shooting left-handed or make sure that, you know, we can kind of block out this eye a little bit. So, you know, your right eye takes over and you're shooting where you're looking.
That's a very, I mean, that's a very interesting stat. I'm going to use that stat on some of my buddies duck hunting this year and be like, you know, like a lot of women are left eye dominant. They just don't know it. Like,
Exactly.
Did you get to do much deer hunting or this year, or is that even been a thought for you yet?
I typically don't deer hunt in Missouri. Sometimes we'll shoot some axis deer down in Texas. They're running wild around me and they're absolutely delicious. Down around San Antonio in the hill country and all that. So usually we'll try to get out, shoot a couple each year, try to fill up the freezer, but I don't get too serious. I didn't really grow up deer hunting. Kind of more upland bird hunting until Jay introduced me to duck hunting and got the bug when I was in college and absolutely went nuts from there on out. So, but I have a good buddy here in town that shot about a 170 last Saturday, his biggest deer, and then a couple other farm kids that are always, you know, they're out there farming all the time. They figure out where they're at, seeing them all year, and so they typically put up some big ones.
Yeah, I mean, we're not really in a big buck state here. I grew up deer hunting a bunch and stuff, but like, I mean, it's gotten very watered down for me. I love deer meat, so like I'm like you. It's kind of like a fill the freezer kind of thing. Like our gun season opens Monday, and someone was like, "Are you going to take off and deer hunt?" I was like, "No, I'm going to work." I was like, "I'll shoot some does, fill the freezer," and I was like, "I'm not worried about." It's kind of not like a thing anymore. But like open day of duck season, I'll have that day off. I'll always have that day off. Like it
Mhm.
kind of took over me. Speaking of the pheasant hunting, I'm actually getting ready to do some social media work for a pheasant company here local to me. A little pheasant farm that do some like free range stuff. Man, like I did not realize the amount of people that pheasant hunted around me till I started like looking into like, and a lot of them, like, I mean, we don't have wild pheasants anymore. So a lot of them do the game farms and stuff, but like these guys are like serious. They go to like some of them are going to a different game farm like every single weekend. I mean, that
Mhm.
just blows me away.
Yeah, I grew up carrying a BB gun and then a 410, then eventually a 12 gauge, out in north central Kansas with my dad and grandpa and brother and uncle and cousins. And there's just not, there's some quail around and some pheasants, but it's not like it was back in the day. I mean, I remember this little town that had, two hotels, and if you didn't book a year in advance, you weren't getting a room. And then fast forward 10, 15 years, you don't see another hunter the entire weekend you're there. But I think it's, farm practices and all that good stuff has gotten the best of the wild birds.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people want to blame it on like predators and stuff, and I strongly do. Like, I used to know some awesome stats on like raccoon. It was mainly on raccoons about like how the raccoon numbers increase. They like when fur prices dropped, the amount of raccoons that increase because for the longest time, like coon hunting was a very big thing. It was a very big thing around here. Like if your dad didn't coon hunt, like y'all didn't hunt at all. Like apparently y'all didn't hunt. Like everyone's dad coon hunted. Like everyone coon hunted, and then it kind of turned into like I guess as the farms broke up and got smaller and smaller and smaller. I mean, it's hard. I mean, as you know, like it's hard to tell a dog like, hey, that fence line, you can't cross that fence line. We're going to get in trouble. Like it just became where I think a lot of people quit hunting.
Hmm.
Um, and you've seen the increase of raccoons and stuff just here. But I think like in the Midwest, they said like the numbers like almost like tripled at one point in time because they were just no
No, I'm
more.
sure.
And I'm like, well, that's going to kill your turkeys, your pheasants, all that stuff. 'Cause I mean, it's crazy to think that like I mean, I don't know how y'all's coyote numbers are. I mean, people want to blame our coyote numbers and stuff, and I'm like, I don't think our coyote numbers are as high as people think they are. I think it's more of the raccoons, the possum, all this small stuff that like people used to like. I mean, they used to kill and eat. Like, I mean, they hunted them for a reason. They hunted them for their furs. They hunted them for their food, and like it's just gone now. It's like a lost tradition, really.
Hmm. And then you factor in around here, I mean, they're in Kansas farm country, they're farming ditch to ditch, they're taking out all the thickets. And then with the advancements in, herbicides and pesticides, there's not the weeds and the bugs and the stuff for them to eat, especially young birds. So, no place to hide, nothing to eat type of type of deal. And then yeah, predators, you throw predators into the mix and it doesn't leave for good healthy populations.
No, I mean, look what the farming practice has done to the duck. I mean, it's insane how that's affected the duck, and people don't even. I mean, the duck, the geese. I mean, I don't know if y'all's
Hmm.
geese have been affected. Our geese have been majorly affected by the farm practices because now everything gets planted back in wheat. So our geese pretty much pass almost. It seems like they want to pass over, so they use two fields. The only two fields they can find with
Yep.
corn. That's it. Everything gets replanted in wheat because it's an ag program where they get paid to replant wheat.
Hmm.
So that's what they. I mean, I don't blame those farmers. It's not cheap.
Yeah.
They're losing a ton of money 90% of the time, anyways. I mean, so it's
Yeah, out there it used to be corn and Milo. You'd have some winter wheat, but the when the ethanol became popular, all the Milo went away. So then it was just corn everywhere. And so, it seems like we used to find a bunch of birds Milo, but when it's just corn and beans everywhere, then, you know,
yeah,
just what you're talking about.
yeah. So let's talk a little bit about y'all's Missouri hunting. Let's jump to that. What's it like where you guys hunt there in Missouri? Like, what type of hunting do y'all like to do? Duck hunting.
So we're in the Missouri River bottoms. And then there's the Squaw Creek Refuge here. and then a couple conservation areas where you can draw in. So it kind of makes, between the refuge and the conservation areas, it kind of makes like a big triangle. And sometimes these birds are trading back and forth. And then there's duck clubs all around this bottoms that are, have their own pit blinds and flooded corn and all that good stuff. So um, kind of grew up hunting WRP and a lease I had, and of course doing all the crazy, floating the rivers and small rivers and anywhere that we could find public land as a youngster. And so yeah, a lot of flooded flooded grass or flooded corn, but then a dry cornfield, if you can scout it and get it just right when it's nice and cold and those birds are hungry, that I'd say that's probably my favorite hunting.
Yeah, I think I got to show somebody's dry field hunting the other day. I'd been arguing with them. I'm like, we need to hunt this. They had this permission on this field. I'm like, we need to hunt it. We need to hunt it. We need to hunt it. And they were like, and geese season came in, and they were like, I was like, let's go hunt it. And just so happened, like the weather went from like raining, there's about 300 birds using it, to bluebird skies. And we got in there and got set up, and it was geese only, and we're getting set up and stuff. And I was like, man, if we hurry up and get tucked in the blinds, like we'll probably get to watch a little bit of duck show here first thing in the morning. And they were like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you'll see. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. And like we got tucked in the blinds, and we didn't even get tucked in the blinds. Actually, we kind of just like was setting up in the blinds, kind of arms up, just sitting there relaxing. We were running some tall socks, and we just had wood ducks sit there and just come in and buzz down in at like 10 yards and just pick back up and shoot out there. And they're like, this is the coolest thing ever. I was like, yeah, just wait. I was like, if I can find some mallards, I was like, they'll probably land right here on our feet. Like, they're not going to, I was like, you put a spinner out there, those wood ducks are going to land. I was like, they're like, I didn't realize ducks reacted like this in field. And I was like, ducks in a dry field are some of the funnest things because they just, I don't know what it is. Like, geese in a dry field are fun. They're kind of frustrating, but like ducks in a dry field you really can't beat it.
Yeah, I was in college, had an old local guy said, I'm going to take you duck hunting, and thought he was crazy. Well, we took a couple dozen floating decoys and propped them up so they would sit level, and one mojo, and then we laid in a ditch and tried to cover ourselves with corn stalks and stuff. And those birds would back then we would say, okay, they're flying west out of the refuge last night. And he'd say, oh, I got a field out there I can hunt. And it didn't matter if it was on the X or anything, we would just get west. And if they would get up and start flying towards us, they'd see that mojo and just suck down on us by the hundreds. Um, and it was incredible. And that was kind of before a lot of field hunting was going on. And then fast forward 10, 15 years, and then it's like, if we're not in the right part of the field, we could be in the right field, but not the right spot. Those ducks are landing 100 yards, 200 yards, away from us. And it's like, what the heck's going on? So it's, with the pressure, they're being field hunted all the way from Canada, all the way down. So, and then there's guides everywhere now. It didn't used to be like that. So I think with the weather patterns being late, our late winters, and then with all the pressure, that it's really made duck season hard. So
Yeah, I think, man, I agree. Like, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts just because I don't listen to music anymore. It's kind of like I deal with so much editing and listen to music, and I got to listen to the same section of the song like 7 times to get everything lined up. That, like, I'd rather just listen to a podcast talk about hunting or life or something, and like listen to a lot of the guys talk anymore. And it's a lot of stuff based around Arkansas, and they're the old guys talking. What people would consider old now, because I mean, anymore duck hunting's a young game. Like, there's a lot of 20-year-olds duck hunting a lot more now than what they were back then. Back then, you probably didn't duck hunt unless you knew somebody. You didn't duck hunt. I mean, you couldn't afford to buy all the stuff and everything. But they talk about like how it's changed, where like they used to not pressure duck as hard. All the ducks as hard, and they could shoot on them for a bunch. And now you got
Mhm.
guys who like they literally will hunt right on top of them every single day, and they just gets where they just don't want to hunt. Those birds will just they get very stale. They get scared of everything, um, and I get it. I get it from both sides. I get the reason why not doing it and stuff. And I know like their reasoning in the woods I think is a little stronger than in the fields because, like you said, like I mean it's gotten so hard to traffic a duck. You really need to be. You either need to be a very big presence and grab their attention quick, or you've got to pretty much win them over. I mean, or just
Mhm.
find a way to win them over. I mean, I've hunted in a lot of fields and like we'll shoot our ducks, but like we should have already shot them 3 hours before that, just because we were just dealing with like battling every other group going to another spot, and you're just battling and battling and battling to try to get them in your lap.
Yeah, lots of times, especially when it gets cold, and we kind of figured this out by accident, but back in the days when I was breaking ice, I figured out on my own somehow that, when it is 15 degrees here overnight, 17 degrees, I figured out I can get out there first thing in the morning, start breaking ice and try to have it open by sunup. And then I'm sitting there and it's refreezing on me and there's not a thing in the sky. I figured out those birds won't really move until it starts getting, like on a really cold but sunny, clear day. When that temperature starts getting up around 28, 29 degrees, that's when they start flying out. And it might be noon. And so I used to, stay up too late and then eat a huge breakfast, and I'd grab a Subway sandwich. I'd get out at the blind at 10 a.m. and I'd break ice till noon, and I'd have a nice hole opened up and I'd throw a ton of decoys in it. About that time, I'm sitting down sweating, um, hungry again because I worked so hard breaking all this ice and pushing it. And then from noon to two, shooting limits. And then I'm trying to get buddies to come out. Hey, get your butt out here. And it seemed like from 3 to 5 wasn't that great. So yeah, I don't know, a handful of years ago, we decided on some flooded corn areas we have. Hey, let's hunt them from 10 to 4. Don't burn them out in the morning, and then get your butt out of there, at 4 o'clock. And when they're flying out in the evening, turn it over to them. And I've seen some practices like that in Arkansas in the flooded timber where they'll hunt till 9 a.m. and at 9 get your butt out of there and let the birds have it the rest of the day.
Yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, I mean, you know, we're not we do like we probably both do enjoy eating duck. Like I found a way, me and my wife
Mhm.
enjoy cooking it. We have found a couple ways we enjoy Canadians. I haven't got to try a speck yet. I'm dying to try one because they say they're good. Um, but we don't need that necessarily to survive. We're not sitting there like. And first off, if I was going to need to survive, ducks would not be the way to go. Deer or something like that's a lot bigger of an animal. It takes less bullets. It's cheaper to kill. I
Right.
mean, so like, I mean, we're there for the enjoyment. We're there to like enjoy like that nature and like just like I think a lot of people don't understand like when they flutter down in, it is something. I don't care if it's a wood duck, a teal. When they do it, it is just when they start breaking their wings around and they start just I just maple leafing in like it is the most craziest thing ever to watch.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's almost like you don't even like shoot. Like I've caught myself a ton like instead of getting my gun in my hands, like I'm just like sitting there staring. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And then they're on the water, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of dark. I have no idea where anything is. And
Yeah.
and it's like, man, like that was worth it. Like like I mean, we killed two of those theoretically in my mind. I mean, we could have killed two of those. I probably could have shot amongst the decoys, jumped them up, might have hit one, might have hit another one when they jumped up, might have hit a third, or I sat there let those ducks swim around. They pick up, leave. I didn't really affect them, and they might come back when we get a better chance at them or something, or another group might come. I mean, it's one of them. I don't know. At times, it's like it's not as important to shoot them as it really is. Like like giving them letting the ducks win every once in a while is okay. I feel like.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I've had days where I'm taking 3 other people, And I know it's going to be one of those days where maybe we shoot 6, 8 if we're lucky. We're going to kill some birds, but it's been slow. And I don't even take my gun out of the case. It's like, well, we got 3 shooters down there. It's not like we're going to have a group of 25 birds set in on us. It's going to be more smaller groups and slow shooting. And I get to do this all the time, so you guys shoot them.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fun when you
Yeah,
when you like.
I'm calling and helping them, shoot birds. So
I mean, to an extent, calling at them is like part of the fun. If you get a call at birds and you get them to come in, like it's one of the funnest things ever. We had a duck back here a couple weeks ago. We didn't shoot him, but me and another buddy, like we were working him. He was so much fun. He would start leaving. He wouldn't decoy for nothing. We worked him 4 times, but he'd start leaving, and you just hit him, and he would like just dip his shoulder and come right back to you every single. And it was so cool to watch. He wasn't going to decoy when he did it. He just come back and circled. And we said if he come back the 5th time, we was 1 duck short of having our limit, and that's kind of why we were still there. We probably should have let him have it. I mean, there were nothing. The only reason why we shot birds where we were because we were there. The weather had made birds migrate. We happened to just get lucky and be in the right spot, right time, and it shot all these birds. And I was like, like this is a complete accident. So it was kind of like, it's like we kind of ought to take what we have and leave, and we eventually did. But it was a very cool interaction with that one duck, just watching him want to work. What do you think about the whole the I don't know how much public land y'all have out there, but like the public land thing has become a big topic in a lot of states. And it's gotten a little crazy, I think, at times with the whole blaming out-of-staters for all the problems on public land. And it happens, I think, kind of about all across the board on all hunting, turkey, deer, everything. But I feel like duck hunting, like we have more social media crybabies, maybe that's what it is, or social media like that want to draw attention to it, and it gets the biggest bang for its buck. I mean,
yeah,
and Arkansas is kind of the worst because those guys it just all blows up and stuff. But I don't understand like where anyone thinks that's a good idea. I don't get it.
yeah. I mean, around here, it's always the conservation areas do a draw system, so they only allow so many parties per pool, depending on the amount of water that they're flooded. And then like the Missouri River, if you got a big boat and want to go try that, that's a pretty big, dangerous river. So there are some smaller areas where you can get in. So public land hunting in Missouri really hasn't been an issue, but I can definitely see in Arkansas where they line up at the boat ramps and then everybody's racing to get out there. Um, that sounds like a pretty rough situation where you're racing to get to a spot and then people are setting up 100 yards from you, and um, sounds kind of dangerous actually with everybody racing out in the dark in those boats. But
Well,
I haven't done it, so I'm not really privy to what's going on down there. I just see the same stuff you do online.
yeah, like we go there and like I've seen it. Like I have a mud boat, so we're not outrunning anybody. The only reason why I have a mud boat, I will repeat, is because A, I don't have to worry about it freezing. B, I don't have to worry about knocking my prop off if I hit something under the water. Like I feel like my lower unit's going to survive. I'm fine. It's tougher built than a normal outboard. And it's not that I'm going fast. Usually when I hit that is we hunt a lot of creeks that are full of like logs and all this stuff where I've had buddies been props on their motors and then their boats running janky for 5 miles on the river. And I mean, we don't necessarily have a small river up here. We have the Ohio and the Canal, which are 2 pretty decent sized rivers. Like I never realized they were actually that big until I went to Arkansas, and I'm like, our rivers are actually big. And someone's like, yeah, we have some of the biggest rivers in our state. Like we actually do have big rivers here. And I'm like, I guess I never realized it because I grew up on it that like, and like when it gets up and flooded, I mean, it gets kind of like it wants to roll a little bit on you. It gets a little fun out there. But yeah, like, I mean, we've been down there and like I've watched, and it's usually only like 10 guys doing it. It might be 10 to 20, but it just gets this rap because of like those 10 to 20 per area, which is a fifth of the guys that are hunting anyways. So what's it like? What, like, you know what I mean? It's just that social media drive that, like, it's such a great thing, but it's such a bad thing at the same time.
Yeah. I've heard if you have out of state plates and you leave your vehicle at a boat ramp, you might have tires slashed when you get back to it in the afternoon. I talked to somebody who said they had a cabin in Arkansas, but lived in Tennessee or something like that. I can't remember which state. And he said he bought an old hunting truck just to take to the boat ramp with that was had Arkansas plates on it.
I think if you go to
For that reason.
certain, I'm going to say this sadly, if you go to certain areas, Northeast Arkansas, I think that's the case. I think it's legit the
Yep.
case. But I think if you go anywhere else, like the eastern part down south, you know, you get towards the Cache and the lower Cache and the White and those WMAs, like for the most part, 99% of the people at the boat ramps are out of staters. So no one's really got a problem with each other. Everybody's like, I've never had a problem. Like, you know, we've been able to like chit chat with like everyone, you know, everyone's really sociable. We do have a funny story about a guy that was there that we called him Reaper because he drove a Reaper boat. And he definitely found the same ducks we found in December there. And we, like, I looked at someone, I go, if he, like, we were like putting in at 4 a.m. and I was like, if he's going to the same place we're going, you're not going to outrun. I was like, we're not going to come close to outrunning him with that decked out boat. He was like telling us, oh, it's not modified. I'm like, dude, like when it starts up, it sounds like a dirt bike. Like, I'm not dumb. Like, I mean, that thing is pouring the white smoke. I know a modified engine when I see one. Like, I don't know what's done to it, but it is definitely going to go a lot faster than a normal 50 should go. And like, it was funny because like he actually did hunt the same spot we hunted, and he shot all kinds of ducks in there. And like we were like talking with him, he's like, oh, we didn't find that many. I was like, dude, I know there were ducks in there. Like we actually did our due diligence, walked like a half mile in the long way and found them there. And the only mistake I made was I should have got ahead of him and cut him off. Like I could have got like 300-400 yards ahead of him and like cut him off if there were water there. I don't even know if there's water there. That was the thing. We didn't have enough time to find water fully there when we were there last December. But we're going to go back in January, so we'll see. Hang out with all the friends down there and probably, you know, like I say, my number of ducks I like to shoot when I go there, if we can shoot 4 a day. And people are like, 4? I'm like, yeah, if we can shoot 4 as out-of-staters a day for 5 days, I'm happy. I call it a win. We can shoot one man's limit in the groups. I mean, and people don't understand that. I'm like, dude, I was like, we come from a state where like, if we shoot 3 on a hunt, like we're probably calling it a win. Like, I mean, that, like, it's hard to beat that.
Yeah, typically at a certain point, we're shooting a mixed bag early, and then once we get some real cold weather, it's like you get your 4 greenheads. That's a limit. You know, it turns in almost all greenheads around here. You know, and then if you do pick up a bonus duck here or there, you know, but usually if we're walking out, you know, 4 guys, they all have 4 greenheads. That's a limit for us once we get the cold weather and the big push of birds.
Yeah, ours are normally black ducks. Normally, once everybody shoots all their black ducks, we're probably done for the day. Yeah. It's like, oh, we've got all our black ducks, and I mean that's great, and that's crazy that
that's on a lot of people's bucket list. Black ducks.
I know. I've told some people, I was like, I'll trade you a good greenhead hunt for some. Actually, I'd trade a speck hunt, shooting a speck for a black duck right now. I mean,
yeah,
we shot a black duck in October. I shot this year. I've only ever seen one widgeon shot. And it would look like the dumbest duck in the world when it got shot because it was just all by itself and it decoyed really kind of, I don't know what it was doing. Like it was out flying around this field, like decoying in the crows. And then someone was like, that's a duck. And I'm like, no, it's not. And they're like, it's a duck. And like we quacked it a little bit and here it come like right over to us. And I'm like, how did it not see the 5 spinners before? It didn't just come bellied up in the decoys and someone shot it. But in October, I shot 3 widgeons in one shot because I did water swat all 3 of them together. They landed, and then I water swatted them because I was not ready for 3 ducks to come out of nowhere. And then we shot another widgeon in November, and that's the most widgeon I've ever seen shot. I was like caught off guard. I know a lot of people here like that's their goal was to shoot a widgeon, and I was like, I shot those 3 in October, and I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
And then when we shot the one in November, I was like, that's even like it was in a group of wood ducks, which one of the guys was like, I think there were more widgeon mixed in. I was like, damn it. But
Yeah, I had a pretty good accidental start to the season. I don't know if you've seen JJ French online. Him and his daughter travel around the world, and he shoots every species of duck with a 410. Pretty cool dude. I was trying to get all my stuff packed up and so we could get out of Texas and make our way up here. And of course, it's noon and it's a 12 and a half hour, 13-hour drive. And so I'm trying to get everything packed up and out of town. I get a text message from him. Hey, you don't happen to be in North Texas tomorrow morning, are you? And I was like, we're at North Texas, you know, and he told me the town and I looked on the map and I said, well, that is right on our way. And it's about a 5-hour drive, which I was exhausted and, you know, probably wasn't going to drive much further than that. So we got in, got a hotel room and then met him and Jason from Hella Dry hunted with us. And there was 4 of us total. And we hunted this tank and shot probably about 25 birds. It was a pretty awesome hunt. Nice sunrise, nice weather. Area where it didn't really roost birds, but they started flying off a big lake. Um, and it was kind of steady. A lot of divers, some widgeon. We shot a pair of canvasbacks, which was cool. We saw a huge group of buffleheads that came in and kind of buzzed over the top of us and landed a couple hundred yards out there. So pretty fun hunt, pretty neat way for me to kick off the season on my first hunt of the year, a little North Texas duck hunt. So we had a great time.
yeah, like honestly, a Texas hunt is on my bucket list. If I would have seen, man, if I wouldn't have had to buy a new truck when the Big Honker put up that post about they had that I guess they had a big group back out, so they got like a deposit that you can use towards your hunt. Man, I was like, if I didn't have a truck payment now, I was like, I would be convincing my wife, like, hey, you know, I need to go to December, like right now, like as soon as Thanksgiving over, I'll go, because I think it was like the 1st, 2nd, 3rd or something, and I had the vacation left. I was like, I'll just go. I told her, I was like, I'll just go, like, but truck payment, I was like, I don't really want to drive a brand new truck clear across the country already, so we're gonna wait.
Yeah,
I mean, I got it. It's 2 weeks and a day old, and I've already got 1,000 miles on it because I got it right before duck season started. Perfect timing.
Yeah, I was supposed to be at Boss Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, and driving in, it was my mom's birthday on Friday, so we had a big family deal, and then had some more family stuff on Sunday. And come Monday, I'm like, there's no way I'm driving 9 hours back to Texas. After just getting up here, I felt like I've been here for 2 days and turn around and drive back. So unfortunately, I missed it this year. But last year we timed it where we left later, and we hit that hunt on the way north and got to hang out. So Jeff and Andy and the crew, they do an awesome job there. So you won't find any better people.
No, it's a bucket list hunt I have for sure. 100% for sure. Yeah, I'm like, my new job is actually going to require me to probably travel to Texas some, which I'm going to have to go to Houston. But I'm like, I'm going to figure out if I can alter like flights and just be like, well, you all pay to get me there and then pay to get me home from Fort Worth or wherever, and I'll just fly up to there or something, or find a way up to Andy and them.
Yeah, Texas, you just rent a car and drive wherever you need to go.
So my wife graduated, I don't know if I've ever told you, she graduated from Texas Tech online with her master's.
Okay.
And like I drove, like we're going to go down for graduation. Everybody's going to fly. I was like, hell no, I'm driving to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So we drove all the way down, but we stopped one night in Nashville just to hang out there. Then we went to Little Rock for a night, went through like Stuttgart and all those fun places. Then we went to Fort Worth, hung out there for like a day, and then we did I went past Jeff and Andy's. We went through Knox City. We actually had there's a really good Mexican place to eat at Knox City. We ate Mexican there, and then we drove the rest of it over to Lubbock. But on the way home, I drove from Lubbock all the way back to Lexington. It was like 14 and a half hours. I was like, just get me out of this. I'm tired. It'd been a week and a half of traveling. I was like, just get me home.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't book a hotel. Like, we were like somewhere, and I was like, you've got to book a hotel. She's like, where? I was like, I don't care. What's the next town? She's like, Lexington. I was like, we're that close? She's like, yes. I was like, book it. I was like, that's 3 hours from the house. I can wake up in the morning and do that easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes me the drive back to Missouri. When I hit the Oklahoma border, I'm halfway. So half the drive is to get out of Texas. So
Dude, Texas is rough, especially from San Antonio. Like, I did not realize. So I've got my wife's cousin is stationed in Corpus Christi, and I thought, like, I'm on the other Houston. I thought he was like near Houston, and then I started looking. I was like, shit, you're like 2.5 hours away. He's like, yeah, that's not that far. I'm like, yeah, it is. That's a decent drive. Like, I'm not driving 2.5 hours in the evening to come see you. No thanks.
yeah, everything's 3.5, 4 hours away.
Yeah, it's like,
And in Texas, it's like, I'll come see you in the morning.
yeah,
And I have plenty of days where I have to go see customers, and it might take me 15, 20 minutes to, do some work, work on some equipment. And, I'm gone 12 hours by the time I leave and get back. So,
ooh,
it's like, well, I'm not going to waste a hotel room when I can drive back tonight, wake up in my own bed in the morning, not waste half a day driving back. So
yeah,
you just kind of bite the bullet and get there. But the good thing is the roads are, I-35 sucks. A lot of the major interstate sucks, but a lot of the roads you can make good time and cover a lot of ground. You can drive 80, no problem.
Yeah. I'll say the coolest thing about driving through Texas was we went through so it was like a fall graduation. So there was birds there. We're seeing all the geese like flying around and stuff, and the cranes when we were driving.
Mm-hmm.
That was like pretty cool because I hadn't really ever got to see I'd seen specks in Arkansas and stuff, but I'd never seen cranes yet. And since then, we've actually had like a small group of cranes like come through here one time. A group of like 25, 30 come through. It was pretty cool. They hung out for a good while. Which, I mean, I wish we could have shot them. We couldn't, though, because they were quite looking for friends, because they would decoy our geese decoys. Like, they just didn't have friends, I guess. I don't know. But yeah,
they're cool birds.
For sure. That's a bucket list hunt. Actually, it's probably gonna be big honker cranes with her cousin that's down in Corpus Christi. Is what we're probably gonna do eventually.
Yeah. Be a good one.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome when those cranes are migrating and you can hear them like they're really close, and then you got to look to the heavens to try to find them.
I'm the worst at spotting birds. Like, it takes me forever to find a bird. Like, if I spot a bird first and no one else has seen it, like, it is close. It is very, very close at that point. And I have I went and had LASIK 20/20 vision now, which it's definitely not 20/20 anymore, but it's like funny because like I'll have one buddy and they're sitting there like, there's birds right there. I'm like, where? I don't see it. And they're like, just start calling. I'm like, can it hear me yet? Are you sure it can hear me? Like, I don't see it. And they're like, just start blowing your goose call. I was like, okay, I'll start honking at it. Like, you just tell me when it's close. I guess eventually I'll see it when it gets here. I mean,
yeah, and sometimes you hunt a blind or an area a lot. You know where to look. You know where to kind of set your eyes on birds that are going to. Because around here, I mean, we have birds flying every which direction, but you quickly learn where the birds are coming from at a certain height that will play the game. And then, you take your old buddy Eagle Eyes, and sometimes he's like, there's ducks. And you're like, where? And they're 10 miles high flying the other direction, where you haven't trained your eyes to look. So it's kind of funny. There's always that Eagle Eyes friend that sees every Tweety bird and crow and flock of ducks 6 miles away.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to talk about, I guess you can talk about it because Ronnie's talked about it. And like, I enjoy Ronnie and I enjoy Heartland Waterfowl. So I think they got a new coffee coming out, correct, with you?
Yeah. Yeah, we're pairing up with them doing doing their own kind of branded coffee, but it's by Dirty Duck in collaboration with Heartland Waterfowl. So
Yeah.
we're excited about that. We're helping Ronnie. He's kind of revamping his website and his hats and merch, and trying to really give that a kickstart into gear. So we're happy to be a part of that.
Yeah, I need one of y'all to come out with a canvas hat like this one that I left on the dash of my truck and it got bleached. So I need I need an all brown like canvas hat. If you have one, I will buy it.
I don't have one yet, but we can make it happen.
Yeah, I swear I know it don't even have to be waxed. I'll wax it myself. But it needs to be the canvas. It needs to be the canvas style because Todd, which I love Todd Ezai. Every time I wax one of his hats, they're not like they're from Lost Hat Co. The rope hats.
Okay.
Because everyone you know exactly that brand because everyone buys from them. Every time I wax it, like it goes on great and it's great. And then it shrinks and then it's too small for my head. And it
really
pisses me off so bad. I don't know why it shrinks. I don't know if the wax shrinks it up or what. But like this one did great until I left it set on the front of my truck, and now it's a little light in color, and I can't. I've tried rubbing more wax on it. I can't get it to go dark. But yeah, I need one. I've been looking at the Dirty Duck hats because I need one. Like I've been looking for one. I've been trying to get Todd to make a canvas hat. Someone needs to make a canvas hat so I can have a new canvas hat. Because I don't even think Dr. Duck, they're not even making these anymore. I've tried to look for the tag on this thing. It's like branded very well. Congratulations, Dennis. You did a very good job hiding whoever made this hat because it doesn't have a tag on it at all. I can't find it.
You know who has some pretty badass canvas hats?
Who?
Is the Back Down South boys.
They do.
If you've looked at their website, but they do have some very nice hats.
They do have some nice
free plug for them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. It's fine with me. I've only said something bad about one guy on here, and I just said I didn't like the video he did on Arkansas, and it was Bo Brooks. And I said, he's like probably the best caller out there in the world. It's just like he portrayed Arkansas. I'm like, dude, you have so much influence, and you portrayed it as a boat racing really, really bad when you didn't need to do that. Because it was funny because him and Dennis put out the same video for the same weekend. They're in, like, you can see Bo Brooks in Dennis's video to make it worse. And Dennis explains everything, and like Bo Brooks makes it look like it's a boat race, and Dennis is like, it wasn't really a race. Like, everyone knew where they were going. We'd already discussed it beforehand. And I'm like, come on. You can't like post that video, then have someone basically contradict you that bad in another video. Like it, but I don't know. I do feel bad that he got robbed at Nashville last year, though. I don't know. Did you hear about that?
I heard about some of those guys got broken into.
Yeah, their whole house got broken into, which is a little scary. And to be honest, I almost booked a house this year for Nashville, and I was a little too nervous to do it. That we currently have one night back in the Gaylord. We got to get one more night picked up in there, so we'll be back to the Gaylord this year. So
yeah, from what I understand, it was the three of them Ubered out to go to one of the after parties. And they think that the
Uber driver,
the Uber driver tipped off his buddy that people left and the house was empty. And I think they still had one person sleeping in there when all this was going down.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if I'm getting the story right or not.
So. I don't know, dude, because that's crazy. Because to be honest, like that's like I don't like Ubering, like, and that's one reason why we didn't really want to get a house. Because if the boys go. I mean, I got two little boys. Like, we can't Uber. We have to take a vehicle everywhere. And I hate driving in Nashville. It is it is miserable driving around that place. But last year...
I've been 3 or 4 years to NWTF, and I've yet to see Broadway. So the time we work the show all day, it's like, give me a burger and a pillow.
Yeah.
And so I've yet to see the fun stuff downtown, but we're there to work and enjoy doing it. But just I couldn't imagine those long days and then staying up and only getting a couple hours of sleep. I'm not a spring chicken like I used to be.
I think I'm antisocial because like I'd rather like show in, set at like your booth or set at someone's booth and talk and not go to the Broadway. Because I mean, to
Yeah.
be honest, all this is really loud music and a lot of drunk people. And to be honest, I grew out of that in college. I
Yeah.
dealt with that in college. I was a college athlete. Like I dealt with it then. Like it kind of got old. I was a college athlete and my roommates were rednecks. So we were invited to a party every single night somewhere, whether it was like a redneck house or a athlete house. Like we were invited to a party and I kind of got like, this is boring. I kind of want to go
Yeah.
to sleep. I kind of want to just like relax and talk. I don't want to go. And also, if you want to drink at one of those places, you're going to spend $300 to get 4 beers. It feels like.
Sure. And all that area across from the convention center, I forget what they call it, but that's really nice. Like the Nashville Palace and Scoreboards is one of the. There's like 4 or 5 different bars slash restaurants that
Yeah,
have live music. So I mean, you can go. That's what we do. We go there every night, eat, go to bed, and there's live music there. If we ever do want to stay up a little bit later, so that's a lot more my speed after working all day than trying to
for
find
sure.
my way downtown
Yeah,
and fight the crowds.
me and my wife enjoyed that. Yeah, we might have to like hit you up if that's where y'all like to go eat and get dinner with you guys next time. Buy you a burger or something.
Yeah,
Enjoy like talking to you
yeah,
guys.
good food. So
Yeah,
they
do.
look divey when you go in there, but the food's great. So
Man, my like so I went like my college town was a little different than my wife's. My wife went to WU and it had some divey places. Like we go there and she's like, "Hey, we're going here." Like we're walking in. I'm like, "Dude, this looks like a place that fight's gonna break out in about 30 seconds." And she's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I know the bartender. I know so and so. It's fine." And we get in there and like it's like the most laid back place ever, kind of like those places are. And I'm like, man, like this looks like the complete opposite of what it looks like on the outside. Like, I mean, and the Broadway is fun, but I did it one time when it's not super crowded, and it was a lot more fun than going on it when it's crowded. Like I did it like
Sure.
midday, and then I did it at night. Midday is a whole lot more fun than nighttime. I'd rather day drink than night drink in those places because I just get tired of people real quick.
Yep, yep, I can definitely see that.
But man, like I'm excited. I hope you all have a good season. Definitely gonna probably be like I guess y'all still have some cold brew. Like y'all don't see like this selling out or anything, right?
No, we've actually made 3 or 4 more runs of it, so
Okay.
we're stocked up to the gills. So
Good. I'm only asking because I did a podcast last time with George Parker, and I was a little from Bluebird, and I was a little late on buying some products, and he's not restocking it, and it kind of sucks. So I've just got to make sure, like, I'm not gonna like if I screw around here, I'm good. I'm good on buying because I do need to get me an order in and stuff.
yeah, we're good to go, and we're moving our warehouse to Kansas City, so it's going to be a lot easier for us to manage and help us get orders out a lot quicker. So,
Okay.
growing pains. The bigger we get, it's one foot in front of the other. So we're looking forward to the transition coming up.
Yeah,
So,
and I'll say this: like, if you go to a show and you guys are there, it's you guys, it's you and Jay and your wife and his wife. Like, it's you guys working the booth. It's someone that's definitely closely tied to the group. It feels
Mhm.
like there, and it makes it feel a little more like you. Like you told me one time, I was like, man, like I'm surprised you guys worry about doing this. And you're like, well, like we want it ran a certain way. We want a certain professionalism, a customer service based thing, and that means to me that's a pretty awesome thing because customer service is something that I think a lot of these companies don't take pride in, and you need to take pride in it because it's how
Mhm.
you keep customers and you get new customers and keep customers coming back.
Right. Yeah, and that's something we can definitely improve on in the future. If problem arises, we try to handle it the best we can. We've had issues where the post office has sent stuff um, going to St. Paul last year. Here's an example during Christmas time. A order going to St. Paul got shipped to Minneapolis, back to Knoxville, down to Fort Lauderdale, up to Indianapolis, up to St. Paul, and took about 3 weeks. Luckily, our customer was pretty understanding, but it was pretty frustrating when you're tracking stuff that was right there at the doorstep, and then they send it back across the country and back again to get there. So I don't know what's going on. sometimes. But
I will say the shipping services out there suck now. I mean, and I don't know, and it's probably not them. It's probably something dumb. The reason why they suck so bad, but like, yeah, it's crazy. Like, I'll watch packages just like set at a post office for a long time. Like, I had back when the government shut down there. Like, I watched a package I'd bought my wife as like a little like, hey, it's duck season, but I bought you like a shirt. I'm gonna be gone a bunch, kind of ordeal. And she was like, I was like, I bought you a gift. She's like, yeah. And I was like, well, it's been in Charleston, which is 30 minutes away from us for like a week and a half. I was like, I don't know when it's showing up or if it's gonna move. And it sat there for the longest amount of time. And then I think like, I almost think it got put there, and then somehow with the government shutdown, it got stuck somehow there. I don't know what it did, but yeah, I had a silencer who when I bought my silencer, like it come all the way to Parkersburg, which is 30 minutes away from me, and went all the way back to Virginia, and my camera just died. That's hilarious. Buck, if you'll give me 2 seconds, I'll put a new camera battery in, and then we'll wrap this up.
yeah, no problem. I saw that flash up there. I thought it was my phone going dead. There he's back.
Yeah, I was wondering when that was going to happen. I'd like started debating. I was like, that's going to happen at some point in time. I just didn't know when it was going to happen.
Almost made it.
Yeah, almost. I was looking at the timer. I was like, well, like, I don't know. But man, why don't you, let's wrap this up. I'll let you get back to enjoying your day. I've got to go do some farm work. Probably ought to do a few other things. But man, thank you so much, first off, for doing this. Thank you for, an awesome product, for, letting us kind of represent you a little bit. And I'm excited for what's coming out. Like, and if y'all definitely canvas hat, that's all I ask for. You find a canvas hat, I'll buy 3.
We can definitely make that happen, man. We sure appreciate your support, and everybody that helps support us. We think next year is going to be a giant year for us. So we're moving in the right direction, just trying to get over that hump a little bit and get to the next level. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Make sure you check out Dirty Duck Coffee online, the website. You guys are on Shop, because I see you on there all the time, because I buy half my stuff through Shop. Also, the social media. I think you pretty much run your personal social media, right?
Yeah, between Jay and myself, we're just kind of posting stuff, and
it's hilarious. You need to run it. AI has made it funny to an extent. You love AI, and it's the most funniest thing ever. When you post some stuff, I laugh about it. If you want to get a good laugh, you have to follow your social media as well.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. I'll let you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon, man. I'll definitely hit you up.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Talk to you later, man. Man, that was, I love just bullshitting with Jay. It's like the funnest thing ever. Not Jay, Buck. I need to get Jay on here, though. Bullshitting with Buck is so much fun. We text each other back and forth, just some dumb stuff. Kind of almost made it before the camera died. Actually, I'm kind of impressed, dude. I'm running the new lights right now, and it's kind of one of those things where you like run the good lights and you're like, crap, I'm going to have to run the good lights all the time now. Because this looks good. I'm not going to lie. But man, thank you again. Check out Dirty Duck Coffee. Check out all the pages and stuff. And duck season is here, man. If you got a dog, check out Rixie Outdoors. If you got a dog, you also need a good vest, which means you need to check out Recoil Outdoors, man. We love that vest. Brandy ran that vest back in November, and to be honest, like, I got a little nervous because it was getting a little cold. Just the air temp was cold. The water wasn't bad. But man, she did awesome. She did awesome. She never really felt like she got cold at all in it. She kept her nice and warm. We was kind of in some brush stuff too, dude. It did awesome. As always, hunt proof. I log all my hunts there for a reason, because it literally helps me hunt better. It's a straight up reason. It helps me track my dog, and it helps me hunt better by being able to go back, look at field notes. Simple stuff. I got done hunting the other day. I also switched over and did a scout real quick, talking about and putting in like some information about, like if we hunt this field, like we need to be here for this or here for that. That way in the future I can go look that up and I can have an idea. Hey, I'm going to this field. What kind of wind do I have? Rock and leather boots, man. They have done so much for me starting out in the video business that I will always be appreciative to Darren and everything he's done for me. Bluebird waterfowl, literally changing the game of spinners. I've ran their new wings and we shot ducks right over top of them. Didn't have to make a sound, dude. They just came to them. I mean, they come to spinners anyways, but like these were ducks. Ducks were not looking at us at all. And like, I think the slow-mo with the way the slow-mo 8-inch wings on in a cloudy day, and man, that slow flicker brought them right down to us, man. It was awesome. But as always, check it out, subscribe, leave a review, and we'll catch you next time. Peace. Life Between the Volleys is brought to you by Rixie Outdoors, the #1 dog stand on the market. Hunt proof, log your hunts. Dirty Duck Coffee. If your coffee's not the duck, it must suck. Rock and leather boots, built for work and play. Recoil Outdoors, protect your dog. Bluebird Waterfowl, changing the game of motion decoys. Winter Productions, let us tell your story.